Have your kids been having a hard time with something? If so, good, because that's when the magic happens. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Bullock, the founder of Future Proof Kids and the Ready Aim Parent Podcast, where we help you teach kids the skills that really matter in business and life. Now, I have something really exciting to share with you today. Something really exciting happened at our house over the weekend, and here it is. You see this? This is me logged in to my 9-year-old son's Minecraft server, which happens to be upstairs in his creative room. And the reason this is so exciting is he set it up all by himself. Now, it's exciting because it almost didn't happen, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. Now, before I get started, I want you to know we're not like gaming fanatics. We don't play games constantly every day. We believe in certainly making sure he has lots of FaceTime with kids and outside time, but we do have a little bit of fun with some video games as well. Now, if you're not familiar with that, what Minecraft is it is a video game you can play on different devices, and you can have other friends connect to a server and play together with you. And my son wanted to have his own server. So I said, great, if you want to do that, why don't you figure out how to do it? So he looked up a video on YouTube, and I was looking over his shoulder, and it looked pretty intimidating, looked pretty challenging, especially for a 9-year-old who didn't know a ton about computers. But I left the room, and about an hour went by with lots of moans and groans coming from the other room, and I see him come around the corner to where I am typing away on my computer. He said, Dad, you know, I saw that you could actually rent servers for just only $2 or $3 a month, and it's really cheap. Could you do that for us instead? And I looked at him and smiled. I said, but just think how fun it would be to have your very own server that you set up, and it's free. He groaned a little bit and said, okay. Well, at that moment, I went ahead and followed him back in the other room, and a couple hours later, he did it. He had his own Minecraft server set up with a little help from Dad and a little bit of coaching from Dad. You know, it would have been really easy for me to pull out my credit card and pay those extra $2 or $3 a month so that he'd have his Minecraft server and I'd have my weekend back, my Sunday afternoon back, so I could get those to-do things done. But you know what? I was tempted, by the way. But you know, I'm so glad I didn't, because it was way more rewarding to see the smile on his face and the excitement in his eyes when he actually did it. He created his own Minecraft server. You know, sometimes we as parents, we get so busy, we take the easy route and buy our kids a toy or buy them something online so that they are kept kind of out of your hair, but we miss opportunities to really help our kids learn something valuable. Another reason we sometimes have trouble letting our kids struggle is we don't want them to have discomfort. You know, it does pain us as parents when you see your kids struggling and having a hard time, and you don't want them to have that. But it's actually good for them, because when your kids struggle, that's when the magic happens. And today, that's what I want to talk about. 3 magical things that happen when our kids struggle. The first piece of magic that happens is kids learn something. Just think about the last time you worked on something hard and really struggled through it. You learned something, didn't you? You learned ways not to do it. You learned ways that work. You learned new information. You grew your knowledge in some way. And that's what happens when we struggle. We grow and we learn. And I know for sure my son learned a lot more about computers than he ever knew during this whole Minecraft server thing. He learned about TCP, IP addresses for computers and ports and default gateways and lots of fun nerdy things. You know, I'm from the tech industry, so I could explain some of these things to him. But kids learn when they struggle through things. The second piece of magic that happens is kids learn that effort matters. You can look through all of life and history and find people who've been successful. And many times, what came down to making them a success or not was they put the effort in and they stayed with it. It wasn't their IQ, it was they had a goal and they went after it and they stayed on it. They put in the effort. And if your kids can learn that lesson from a young age, they're gonna have a way more rewarding and richer life as they grow up. The third piece of magic that happens is kids get to taste success. Oh, the sweet taste of victory. There's not much else in the world like it. Just think about Olympians. People who are in the Olympics and then finally win, many break down in tears. Because when you have something you're going after, and it's hard, and you struggle, and you put in lots of effort, and then you finally achieve it, that feels so good. And we want our kids to taste that kind of success. Because if they do, they're gonna set more goals for themselves because they know if they put in the effort, they're gonna get to feel that great sense of success all over again. So the next time your kids are struggling, let them. The next time your kids are struggling to tie their shoes, let them. Unless they ask for help, then give them some guidance, but let them struggle. The next time your kids have trouble with their homework, don't give them the answers, give them guidance, let them struggle. Because it's in the struggle that the magic happens. It's when kids learn new things. It's when they realize that the effort they put into it will give them that sweet taste of victory. And if we do these things with our kids, we'll be raising future-proof kids. Did you like this episode? If you did, head on over to futureproofkids.com. We have a free video on 8 skills that will future-proof your kids. And soon after, we'll be inviting you to a free 4-part training on future-proofing your kids. Come on over and join other parents already deciding to parent with purpose every day. Until next time, keep future-proofing your kids.